What we're going to learn about today are how to write names and formulas for covalent compounds. When you go to name a covalent compound, there are a few simple rules that we follow while using the systematic or prefix method. Rule number 1. The first element in the formula, which is the least electronegative of the two elements, is named first using the full element name. So that's pretty simple. Look at what the first element is and write down its name. The second element is named as if it were an anion. So this is where you change the ending of the element to IDE. So for example, oxygen changes to oxide, fluorine changes to fluoride, and so on. Third, with both parts of the name, you use a prefix to tell the number of atoms that are present. Covalent compounds rely on electrons being shared, not transferred. Therefore, there's no charges to think about. And if there's no charges to tell you how many of each atom you have, there has to be something else to tell you. That's where the prefixes come in. The fourth rule is kind of a subset of that prefix rule. We don't use the prefix mono if it's the first element that's listed. Here are the prefixes that you need to know. This list is very similar to the hydrate prefixes that you've already learned. 1 is mono, 2 is di, 3 is tri, and so on. We skip number 11 because we don't really use it. So let's do some examples. N2O. The first element is named with the full element name, nitrogen. The second element is named as if it was an anion, oxide. Now we need to put in prefixes. How many nitrogens are there? 2. That prefix is di. How many oxygens are there? 1. And it's the second element, so that prefix is mono. So this compound becomes dinitrogen monoxide. Notice how with the mono and the oxide, we drop the second O. It makes it read a little bit more smoothly. Let's do another one. NO. Nitrogen, then oxide, and what prefixes do we need? There's 1 nitrogen, but it's the first element that's listed, so we don't need the mono for that one. There's 1 oxygen, and it's the second element that's listed, so we do need the mono. So this becomes nitrogen monoxide. Another one. There's 1 nitrogen, but it's the first element, so we don't need the mono. And there's 2 oxygens, so we have dioxide. So nitrogen dioxide. How about this one? N2O3. How many nitrogens? How many oxygens? Dinitrogen trioxide. And this one? Hopefully by now you're starting to see the pattern. Dinitrogen pentoxide. Notice again that we drop the A off of penta, and that's just to make it read more smoothly. So how do you go back the other direction? If you want to write the formula off of the name, it's the same process, you just reverse it. So you look at what you have, go back the other direction. Xenon tetrafluoride. How many xenons are listed? 1. How many fluorines are listed? Tetra means 4. So XeF4. Next one. Oxygen dichloride. How many oxygens? 1. How many chlorines? 2. OCl2. Diphosphorus trioxide. P2O3. And that's it. Now you know how to write names and formulas for covalent compounds.